It's Wednesday. Welcome, everybody, to Cowboy Leather. I'm Scott. Hope everybody's having a good week. Everything's going right. And you're, doing business. We're picking them up, putting them down. Orders come in, get them, and get them done. So far, I'm still working on that breast collar. That's probably what we're going to do today. This video is going to be about. We're going to finish it up, get it out the door. It looks better hanging in the customer's tack room than it does in my shop. So, I had a customer come in and they wanted a pair of suspenders. He wanted them a little different than normal. I'll show you here in a second. Black. He likes black, he said. But there's something a little special with these. There's your fronts. And there'll be the backs. He wanted a place to put two mag pouches for his 9mm. So we put them on there. I think they look pretty good. You know, they slide out nice. Well, they're a little stiff right now, but you know they'll wear in. And where is it here? And he wanted a twin mag pouch to put in his back pocket. So we sat down and got the pencil and paper and drew them out. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to put these on the suspenders. And I didn't ask him before he walked out the door. So I figured, well, I'm just going to use my imagination. I had some black Chicago screws, and I screwed them on there. Now, I could have stitched them on, but I made them kind of, sort of. I thought, well, how would I like it? I'd like to remove them, sometimes. So I figured Chicago screws, snaps, or use a holster. I call them holster clips, or yeah. Words are hard today. Cell phone clips. That's what it was. And just put a bag punch in there, go across and just slip it in and take it out. But with the, I looked at it and I thought about it. With the holster clips, they'd be sticking out the front. And even though they are bent down a little bit, they'd be constantly catching on stuff. So I figured Chicago screws, put a little dab of fingernail polish in to lock them in, and they should be fine. So, enough talking to that. I just called him here before I started recording. And he lives in one of them places that doesn't get good cell phone service all the time, so I left him a message. So that's done. Put that over there so I don't lose it. So let's get back to the brush collar. I've got one side. I'm laying out the other side. That's one side. And these are ready to, so I get the other side put together. We'll put the sheepskin on the back, and we'll get this out to the customer. Like I say, it'll look better hanging in her tack room than sitting in my shop. It's all about the money. So, let me tip you down and let's get to measuring and doing what I do. Don't mind the mess. When I get this done, I will clean up. So, let me kind of pull you forward. There we go. All right. So I've already started making this. Let's set this out of the way. I've laid out where it's going to go. I stayed back, was an inch, half inch from the end. This piece will be mounted down here. Run back to here. And the buckle that make sure I get this buckle right way around. These buckles got a funny shape to them. There we go. So, I marked out 4 inch, so that's where the bag punch is going to be stuck. And then we'll just start laying stuff out. Got the keepers, keeper there, the keeper there, and then these two get stitched in like like so, and then this gets stitched down like that. It's pretty simple. And I'll tell you what, when I built this, the original one from the manufacturer, they, their stitching wasn't that great, really. All right, being that this is smooth surface, we're just going to come along here and scratch it up a little bit. Yeah, I do the same thing to that. This is a nice piece of leather. There are no blemishes on the face. No blemishes on the back. They finished the back off nicely, so put that over there. Now I gotta find my bag punch. I'm gonna put you on hold while I look for the bag punch. It's in this mess someplace. Alright, we're back. So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna lay this out a little bit. Glue everything up so we can just drop it in here as we need it. See here. I'm going to use this glue up. The reason I say I want to use that glue up is because I've already thinned it down 2 or 3 times, and I find it starts to lose its stickiness after a while. So, put this on here. open this a smidge. Back that off. There we go. Butterfingers today. I like it when a plan comes together. Now down here, we got to put a 1.5 to 2 inch welded D-ring, because there's a strap that goes from here under the horse and buckles into the girth. That's so it doesn't, you know, when the horse starts pulling hard, this doesn't pull up. It stays in one spot. All right. Now I need to take this over here to the hot mess and stitch it on. So I'm put you on hold. Don't go nowhere. All right, got D-ring. Both sides are stitched on. Now comes the interesting part. Put the sheepskin on. Find my magic marker. Nope. Nope. We're going to stay a little bit bigger than what we need. I'm going to come back after I get it glued down. Trim it up. We're just doing this just so we got an idea where to put the glue. Alright. Go ahead and slobber my glue on here. We're going to change tactics here. Let that dry up a little bit. Am I wasting glue? Probably. Do I care? No. Shut that out of the way so I don't get none on me. In case, yeah, anybody's worried, or not worried, but interested, I'm using Elmer's All Glue All. It's an all-purpose, extra strong formula, dries fast, safe, non-toxic for household repairs, craft projects, and more. And one of the, it says bond strong, dries clear, fast dry, works on variety of surfaces, and one of them happens to be leather. Being that I'm going to come around behind it and stitch it, as long as it holds in place, I don't care. With this, excuse me, sit a minute. I did both the hide and the breast collar. Did I need to? Probably not. But I don't want it coming off when I got it running through the sewing machine. So, be safe. Rather be safe than sorry. I'm going to sit a minute. So, like I said, we got this project to finish off. I've done probably, it's 10-30 here. All I gotta do is let the glue tack up a little bit more. Lay the leather on the fuzz, and roll it, stamp it, whatever. Put it on the hot mess. Stitch her down. I'll probably put 2 rows of stitching on it, just to kind of give it a little extra and make it look good. And being that I didn't have any black thread, I'm going to go ahead and dye the thread so it all matches. But when, I don't worry about it, if I run out of black thread, which I did. I ran out of black thread on some I started and finished before I started this, and I ordered it, and it hasn't got here yet, so instead of sitting around twiddling my thumbs and wasting time and money, I got a bottle of black dye. I can always dye it. I got to dye the edges anyways, I think. But I've already, like I said, I've already edged it and dyed it, so it's ready to just stick together. And when I get this put on there, I get it cut actually to size, then I gotta go around and give it a little bit of a haircut. If not, you'll leave little fibers of this sheep's wool hanging on there, and it's constantly falling off. It looks like a dog shedding. So when you use this stuff, it looks pretty, but you gotta do a little trimming, gotta give it a haircut. But I would have rather used neoprene on it instead of using this, because neoprene, when the horse sweats, the neoprene kind of holds to where it's where it's put. But this stuff, and also this, you gotta wash it and get the dirt out of it. And, this, I don't know if they, where they're going to ride. Or this is actually, like I say, this is going on a driving cart. So they shouldn't be out driving through the brambles and briars and stuff like that, so. Don't know. She just asked me to do the job. I'm doing the job and doing the best I can with what I got to work with and the budget I got to work with. So, that's another thing, people come in here and they want all the fanciness, and then when you tell them, well, that's going to cost you an extra $7,500, they throw a cotton picking fit. And this stuff doesn't come cheap. And it's not always consistent. I mean, I've used this for putting on saddles. And it usually takes 2 pieces. And I believe last time I bought it to put on a saddle, it was $130 a piece. So, owning horses is a costly endeavor, just like doing leather. It's costly. I had horses, I should know. And I do leather, so I should know how costly this can get. That's why I always, say, if you're just starting into leather work, you don't have to go get the Wicked and the Craig and, all the fancy top dollar stuff. Because until you learn how to run a swivel knife and run and do this, you're always taking that chance of slipping. And if you only want to cut that much, that knife slips, you're going to cut that much, that's wasteful. But, I've had people argue with me. They say, oh, no, no, don't start out with the top dollar stuff. You work into it. You weren't born able to run. You had to walk before you could run. But I'm not going to get into that herping and whatnot. It's your money. You do what you want to do. It's all you. I just do it the way I want it. So. Yep. This is setting up nice. Let me put you on hold and we'll lay this in there and see what happens. I get my 1 pound squeaky toy out. Okie dokie. Now, let me find my big skizzers. Now, when you work with this stuff and you have little scraps like that, don't throw that away. That's good for oiling, or fold it in half. Use it for dye. You don't throw it. Now that you can throw away. And I just usually trim this up a little bit. So there it is. Take it over here, put it on the hot mess, and stitch it in. Probably should put a stitch groove on it, but I can follow around with the presser foot. So let me go do that. Put you on hold. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're going to go ahead and trim this up and finish it up. So what I want to do is I want to get in here and poke a hole. Sharp knife. And just ride around. There'll be some place you can use your scissors. Right here. Now I tip the scissors just a little bit so it kind of undercuts it just a little bit. I suggest keeping a couple pairs of scissors on your table if you do this. And when you're cutting it, kind of pull it a little bit. But as you're cutting it off, you pull it, it's coming off from under the leather a little bit. And then when you cut it, it kind of inches back to where it belongs. Alright, you got the gist of what we're doing. So I'm going to put you on hold and cut this out. And I'll show you what I mean by giving it a haircut. So just sit tight. There she is. Here's where that piece comes in handy. Alright, that goes there. Now, final step. The painting. Now when you get up here to this edge, be careful. You don't want to slobber. It doesn't hurt if you want to cover the whole thing. And if you're building it, you want to cover the whole thing up with dye. It's all you. Doesn't hurt nothing. Doesn't hurt nothing. I got new mats coming. I'll go ahead and throw that away, because if not, it'll get hung on something else. So there it is. This is done as I'm going to do. Let it dry good. And probably call the customer later this afternoon and tell them it's ready to pick up tomorrow morning. But knowing her, she usually comes around on Friday, so must be dinner time. My pants are falling down. There we go. That's how we build them. But let's say it'll take. I probably could pick it up and take it and lay it in the sun, and it'll dry faster. And I'll probably hit it with a coat of neat's foot oil or mink oil or something like that. I'm using I believe it's a water base. Yeah, low vac leather dye. So it's a water base, so there's no harmful chemicals. But it's done. So not much else I can say. So I think I'm going to end the video here and move on to the next project. just keep knocking them out. Knock them. Go, go, go. Just watch where you're going. So, like I say, I'm going to end the video here. As far as building these things, it just took a little time to lay out the pattern. Once I got the pattern worked out and got the little divots and whatnot, I could have just made this thing, square. Square across here, blah, blah, blah. But I figured I'd throw a little bit of make it a little more complicated. So, yeah, I'm out of here. Everybody have a good day, and we will see you probably Friday. Oh, I'm going to go back to putting videos out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, because Mondays is kind of a day when, people come in and drop stuff off, and it never fails. Every time I get in the middle of a video, somebody, number one, calls me, or number two, I get a customer walking in the door. Now, I'm not complaining, but, just when I make a video, I like to just have it peace and quiet, just me and my project and y'all. But, and another thing, I want to thank all the people that have subscribed and helped me get the channel up to 1,700. And I hope you stay. I hope through the videos I put out, you can get some little nugget of information, or get a little humor, or just basically get anything you can out of these videos. They're fun, but I just want to cut back to 2 a week, and maybe when winter comes around, we'll go back to 3 a week. So, with that said, I'm Scott from Cowboy Leather. Bye.